All right, let's take a quick look at wide receivers and running backs now. So QBs, we're not going to talk much about. Like, I'm writing down Will Howard, but like, you know what the beauty of it? You don't have to look at it. Like, you really
didn't want
don't
my
have
Tyler
to
Shaw minute.
Oh,
I got
just
time.
There you go. Sweet. Wide receivers. Trav, who you got at receiver?
I mean, is there an echo in here? You know, I just talked about a kid
Oh, I see.
at corner.
I see.
But the funny thing is about him in that soliloquy that I went on, so I won't do it again. I won't bore you guys to tears, but I just like to mention that kid, Travis Hunter, is also a stud. Not good, a stud wide receiver. You know who would love to look on the outside and see Travis Hunter? Drake May. Mm-hmm. You know who would love to look on the other side and see Travis Hunter?
Christian Gonzalez. I almost said Christian Barmore.
I mean,
I'm sure he'd love it too.
I think everyone on the roster
Touche.
would love this kid. Travis Hunter is a wide receiver that I'm watching. But Trav, he's not going to work out. He's not going to. He doesn't need to. Pop in the tape. Travis Hunter. Alpha and the Omega.
I like
the
this,
end.
now more than ever, like the pure guys, the elite guys. I could not care less if they worked out at the combine. They have all that tape.
Doesn't matter.
Check the tape, dog. Check the tape.
Exactly. We're all lock and step. Keeks,
Yep.
what about you for a receiver?
Jack Besh is a guy we saw at the Senior Bowl, and he was awesome. Again, what do the numbers look like though? Like, is he really that good? You know, like when he goes up against NFL talent, speed, is it there? The strength, is it there? Is the lateral agility there? Because he's going to be playing in the slot. So can he get open against a guy like Marcus Jones who can cut on a dime and he's fast and all these different things? Mm-hmm. I'd like to see that. So I think we're going to see good numbers. I don't know if we're going to see great numbers. This is the difference between a second-round pick or a third-round pick, or maybe even a guy who sneaks up into a first round, because these teams that are picking on the back end, Kansas City's of the world, Pittsburgh, stuff like that, they just need a guy who can play right now.
Sure.
So if maybe Pittsburgh likes what they see after the combine, they know he can play football, they know he's got the intangibles to be able to plug him in right away. I think we're going to see him more than maybe any other receiver, the variance between where he's drafted, depending on what he does this weekend.
This is a guy that needs to work out because he has all those questions.
Right.
And that's what, when I watch his tape, like I see the production, I see the big build, but when you watch him on tape, it's just like he looks slow. Like you're getting open against Big 12 defenses, but can you get open at the next level? And that's just what I wonder. I like him as a prospect. I don't love him. Again, that's a guy you should watch. A guy that I do love, but you still need to watch, and to me it's Jaden Higgins. 6'4", 215, taller, bigger, faster, stronger Jacoby Myers. That's the thing. He projects at the next level as a slot. You're going, but that size, you want him outside wide? Right. What if you're just a really good slot receiver? And that's what I want the Patriots to watch for with the Jaden Higgins. What if you're just a really good pass catcher? Like, don't get caught up in where their alignments are, and they could be complementary, and he's a bigger target than what they have in the slot right now.
Yeah.
And also with it, too, of the talk that Elliot Wolf mentioned, too, same thing about Jalen Polk of, well, we threw too much on his plate. Okay, Mike Vrabel's not married to Jalen Polk.
That's right.
He doesn't care about him. He really doesn't, and they will take a Jaden Higgins if they don't care about a Jalen Polk. It's a little redundant, but that's why I want them to watch, where they go, look, this guy is just better all around coming out of college than Jalen Polk was and maybe will be. I see the higher ceiling. I'd like them to go with the Jaden Higgins in that scenario. What about running back? Keegs, I'll start with you on this one, Keegs.
It's another guy who maybe the name value isn't there, but LaQuint Allen out of Syracuse. Mm-hmm. I had the unfortunate distinction of watching a lot of Syracuse games this year. They just happened to be in the time window when I was watching. They were there. Kyle McCord was there, my arch nemesis. I had to see how he was doing. And every time I watched Syracuse, I was like, who is this guy number one? This running back might be the best receiver on their team. Mm-hmm. He's definitely their best running back, obviously. They're giving him the ball 20 times a game. Mm-hmm. They ran their offense through a running back and back shoulder fades. Not a recipe for success, but they somehow won like 8 games and won a bowl game. And it's because this kid was so good. I think he fits the Patriots' needs at the position perfectly. Antonio Gibson isn't going to be here forever.
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson, you have the fumbling issues, but fact of the matter is he's a really good running back.
And he's still under contract.
He's still under contract. You just paid him. But you can't continue to give him the ball 25 to 30 times a game and expect him to hold on to it. That's just not how it works. Like, the more reps they get, the more likely it is that they're going to fumble. LaQuint Allen, I think, can play right away. He can play on third downs right away, and he can develop a rapport with the quarterback right away, which we saw last year because McCord transferred in. They only had so much time to get used to each other. So another guy where let's see what he can do at the combine. Athletically, where is he? And then on the field, on-field drills, how is he catching the football? Does it look natural? Because I see it on tape. So if I see it at the combine, it's confirming these biases is what everybody talks about. I think he's going to be able to do that. I think he's going to launch himself into conversation with those second, third round running backs. I think he's that good.
Really big hands, long arms. He's a good
his
pass.
hands are huge.
Really good route runner too.
He's a wide receiver who can play running back. It's like Antonio Gibson. I think that's the comp.
Exactly. That transition you make. He reminds me of an Aaron Jones with his route running when he lines up in the slot on the outside as well. Right? Exactly.
I hope he's getting some NIL money from La Quinta Inns because it kind of sounds like his name, right?
He should have.
He
should have went to
Allen.
school in the South because they got La Quintas everywhere.
LaQuinn Allen, Gatorade Player of the Year in New Jersey. All right, Trev, who do you got for running back?
I didn't even do that on purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
You know how to butter me up.
By the way,
let's see.
What?
No, just go. Sorry, I just wanted.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to hear who you go.
Well,
with.
actually, I want to go back. It's another reason I don't like Elliott Wolf, George. Remember how you said the quote? Elliott Wolf's like, maybe we put too much on Jalen Polk. What'd you think? He was Jerry Rice? Like, what the hell did you give the kid? Why'd you give him all the pressure?
Yeah.
Why'd you give him the juice?
Yeah.
What'd you think this was? Megatron? I mean, this guy. Anyways, I digress. As I brought up with Tyler Warren, there's a scenario. We all understand it. Carter's off the board. Travis is off the board. Maybe they trade back. No problem. You two taught me to be okay with that, to accept that. So, if you trade back and you're still in the top 10 on the back end of it, can I get my hands on Ashton Genty, please? Again, this is another guy. He ain't doing no damn workouts, nor does he need to. I am curious to see him at the podium. I am curious with his interviews. One thing I've already seen with him that I didn't like that went viral was a sit down with John Gruden where he's like, yeah, I'm not changing my running style. I don't hunch over. I stand straight up. I'm not changing. I've been doing it my whole life. That's something I want to dig into because if I'm Mike Vrabel and I'm no nonsense, if my coach tells you to get down in a running back stance, guess what you're doing? You're getting down in a running back stance. So these are things I want more of this week to come out about this kid. I want to hear more. I want to see his measurables. What's his weight at? I need all these things from Ashton Genty because, as I've said before, and that's why I brought up Tyler Warren, you need playmakers. You need people that are going to make plays. If it's not at wide receiver, so be it. It may be at running back. Keegan just told you the guys in the running back room, okay? They ain't great. They're not scrubs, but they ain't great. They're nothing to write home about. Ashton Genty is. He could change your offense with a Drake May. So that's a guy I have my eye on.
It's something, too, I keep going. If they trade back and they take Ashton Genty,
woo!
That means they had such a good run in free agency.
Yeah, facts.
That's like the best sign. It's
facts.
Like if Dak Prescott is ever playing in the Super Bowl, you know he's playing out of his effing mind.
That's right.
And that Cowboys team is so talented.
Yes.
So it's like people throw out, if the Cowboys, and people go, it's never going to happen. Hey, if it was happening, though, just understand how the stars would have to align. Is it realistic for the Pats? I don't think so.
Right.
But I get it why you want to watch Genty. And plus, 5'8", 215, his low center of gravity, the way he bounces off tackles.
That's what I'm saying,
the kid's
bro.
a stud. You guys know it. And again, this is a guy I want to watch, but the player that I love at this position, Keegan, who am I going to name right now?
A little D. Edwards from Michigan.
Donovan Edwards from Michigan.
You do love him.
Look, he had an awful this past season. And that is a guy that relies on his situation to be good. But his acceleration, his explosiveness out of the backfield, his pass catching ability, his route running once again, just how good he is with the ball in space. This is a complimentary piece you could get in the 6th or 7th round. He is so good. 5'11", 210, built well, can pass block as well. His pass protection's there, high IQ. This is a guy that helps out your quarterback. And in the later rounds as a complimentary piece, again, if Lakeem Allen is going way too high and you don't like the price, Genty, the price is way too high. You're way too rich for that. But in the back ends, you can get a Donovan Edwards. Yeah, you may miss on those two other guys. You may miss on an Omarion Hampton out of UNC. Donovan Edwards, great consolation prize. So that's a guy I want them to watch and scout. And understand the running back room moving forward, it needs to be addressed in this upcoming draft to have that foundation laid down. So absolutely love Donovan Edwards out of Michigan.